Hello, and welcome to Mystery Monday live here on Facebook. And thank you if you are catching the replay. My name is Lucia Visentin, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. As you pop on, say hi. We'd love to know who's about. Just catch up and have a chat. I do tonight have to apologise for the mess behind me. Everything from the craft room has moved out here now because we're getting carpet tomorrow. So hopefully this will be, fingers crossed, the last time that I'll be doing my live from here. Well, maybe Thursday, we'll see. We'll try and get out there by Thursday anyway. But yes, hopefully we'll be out in the craft room pretty soon. I even had to clear a space for John to sit on the lounge because there is just stuff packed in here, absolutely chock-a-block. So just a few things tonight, Stampin' Up wise, new catalogues about, heaps of online exclusives, and there are new kits as well, so don't forget about those, and the great starter kit that's on at the moment. So it is $169 to join, and you get to choose $303 worth of product of your choice, and no shipping on that either. So you can have an absolute wow of a time choosing heaps of product to go with that, from new catalogue, from clearance, from wherever on the Stampin' Up shop that you want. So loads of things. Hello, Anita. I did quickly watch some of your live today, and as usual we've used the same thing. Completely different, but the same thing. And I do have a few other things happening here as well. Hello, Natalie. I have got my catalogue launch on Saturday in the new craft room. So I do have to get that all sorted by Saturday. So we'll see how we go Thursday for a live. Could be moving furniture and getting sorted, I'm thinking. Good afternoon, Renee, and hi, Fiona. It is definitely getting crowded. You know what? There is just a tiny little, I can just walk to the door and that's it. And it will get worse tonight because there's more stuff to move in here tonight as well. It was stuff that was too heavy for me to move today. Hi, Joan. Hi, Glenda. How are you all? The other things happening, so launch on Saturday. It is an open home. I think I've put 10 till 3, but if you could let me know around about what time you're coming, that would be absolutely wonderful, just so that I know and I can prepare some, or do something, some bickies and cake and things like that for people to have. I do also have paper share, so if anyone is interested in the paper share, that is $70, 10 different papers. Some online exclusives, some from the catalogue. I have got a picture of them all up on my, actually I can turn you around. My picture's probably not fantastic here, but I do have something down here that you can look at least. Let's get up a little bit closer. Okay, so these are the papers. Like I said, it's a bit hard because it's but there are 10 different papers there. No, you can't see him because he's literally just hiding in a corner. Oh, I would love you to come, Anita. It would be so good. So what was I saying? $70, 10 papers, some online exclusives, some from the catalogue, or all the new ones from the catalogue, and there are some specialty papers in amongst all of those as well. So just let me know if you would like to take part. Yeah, he's literally, I nearly buried him back again after taking a whole heap of stuff off the lounge. He's got a, yeah, anyway, he's buried. And the other thing is my retreat on the 14th as well. So again, this little flyer I've got up on my page also. So there is more info there, and we are using the, I'm going to say Gallery Blooms. Yes, Gallery Blooms Suite. And in that, there will be some product included in the price as well. So there's things like the stamp set, designer series paper. There's a few other things, some blends that you'll use for the cards, and quite a few other things. Hello, Jackie. How are you? Hope you're well. So let us get into what I'm going to use tonight. So tonight I'm actually going to use, this is a Memories and More pack. And it's called Celebration Expressions. It is something that we were given whilst we were on stage. So we did make a couple of cards with it at on stage, which I think I may have shown you before as well. So they were the two cards that we did whilst we were there. So gorgeous, bright, happy papers. They are really, really lovely. Can be used in card making and memory keeping. I obviously use them more for card making than I would do memory keeping. But that could change. I might give it a go. But there are some gorgeous, gorgeous cards here. There are 6 of each in the little ones. And then there's the back sides of them. And in the smaller ones, there are 36 cards. And then in the large cards, there are 18. Now, I've obviously used some for things because I obviously don't have 18 left. But I've only got 2 patterns left as well. So there's those. And the one I'm using tonight, which is this one. So there may have only been 3, but I'm not 100% sure. So I can check that for you though. So that is what we're playing with. So this is the one that I am doing. Hello Annette, how are you? And I am, going to use the Impressions of Abloom dies. So these are the dies I'm using. I have had a little bit of a head start because there were a few things to cut out. So I am using Granny Apple Green and Berry Burst. I have also, in these dies, there are 2 oval dies. So one of the ovals just cuts out an oval, and then there is this second one that cuts out an oval as well as an outline, which is this one here. So this is a little bit that I'm going to be using tonight, and we will cut out one of these ovals as well because this will fit snugly over that oval. So there's that. And I do just have a Berry Burst regular card base here as well, which is our regular 21 centimetres by 14.85, scored at the 10.5. And I've got an insert and a little bit, so with the cards are just a little bit too big for our regular card front. So I've just cut that little top bit off it, but we'll use that inside our card as well. So I'll pop that aside to do later. I'll pop that aside as well because what we'll do is work with this first. So let's pop all of this aside. So I am wanting to cut out one of these ovals, but I don't want the one with the edging. I just want the plain oval. Okay, so let's do the plain oval. I will just move these little bits aside as well, and we can get back to those in a moment also. So let me bring my cut and emboss machine up. So I have just some basic white cardstock and my die, plates 1, 2, and the 2 Perspex ones, which are 3, and we'll just pop them through. I'll move him again in a minute, but I'll get that. So that's the other bit that we're working with. The other thing that I wanted to do was to do a little bit of watercolouring. So I have got some of the Fluid 100 here, and I'm just going to get my mat just so I've got something to paint on. I just want to do some of the flowers in a little bit of watercolour, and I'm using these ones. I haven't actually used this shape flower yet, so it'll be something just a little bit different. I keep all my scraps, and I'm thinking that we might even be able to use just. Yep, we can use the scraps, we'll use the scraps. I am happy to use scraps. He's not quite going to fit on that side, so let's see this one. No, maybe not. I was going to try and use scraps, but let's get a little bit here. Alrighty, so we will do that. I do have an old Wink of Stella brush that I have filled with water, and I've just written water on it in a Sharpie. So what I'm going to do first up is just put some water down onto my cardstock. I'm just going to give it a little bit of... The reason why I'm putting water down is because then the ink will actually spread a little bit easier when we go to do the ink. So I don't know whether you can see. There's a bit of water there. It's not absolutely saturated, but there is water happening. Good evening, Rochelle. How are you? You miss seeing my lovely mess behind me tonight. So and I'm just going to be very random. I don't care if it's not even. Might need a little bit more. Might need a little bit more ink in the lid there. So to get ink in the lid, all I'm going to do is squash that lid down, and then I get a little pool of ink down there. So there you go, you can go a little bit darker now. And this will just give us some variegated flowers because it's all a little bit all over the place. Just trying to get some of that pink off the end of my brush. Let's find some scrap. I'm sure I have some scrap here somewhere. Because I'm using an old Wink of Stella pen as well, I do get a little bit of sparkle out of that as well. So it's really nice because it does do two things then. Hello Vicky, how are you? I'm just going to use my heat gun just to dry it off a little bit. Good luck with your tutorials. I think that's one of the things that not that I dislike doing it. I'm not a big fan of it though. So the reason why I'm drying it is because I do want to do some die cuts with this. So I don't want it to be too wet to fit through the cut and emboss machine. Okay. So I think that is dry enough. I'll get rid of that. We will pop that there, those there, and I do have, I wonder if we've got enough room to actually get these out as well. How's that? Yes, we'll pop them all on. So, bring my cut and emboss again. Exactly the same sandwich. So we've got one in the corner, one over here. hopefully, because I've got new plates and they're not too warped. I think my paper's more warped than anything. That shouldn't move too much. Okay. Well, actually, we might just keep that there because what I'm going to do, let's put all of those down there and our little flowers, because I'm also going to emboss our oblong here. Oval, oblong, whatever it is. No, neither. Oblong, oval. I thought it might have been the other. So I am going to put it on a diagonal. Now the reason why I'm putting it on a diagonal is because the paper is that way. So I thought that might give it a nice look. And I'm actually going to turn it over. And I'll show you why. So we'll pop that through. So I've just got the base plate and that grey plate for the embossing folder, for the 3D embossing folder. Alrighty. So we've got this kind of look now. I quite like that. And we've got our little flowers that we have cut out here. We'll get the rest out of this die. Get all of them out. Sorry, I'm just going to put these dies back in their little packet because otherwise they're not very good. I tend to lose things, pop them down somewhere. Just for now, they can sit in there. Okay, so they've already got a little bit of sparkle on them. These ones here don't. So I am just going to get my regular Wink of Stella, which is this one here, and we will just give these a little bit of a sparkle as well before I actually pop them onto the card. Because I always forget, and it's always hard to do it when it's on the card sometimes. This will just give it all a nice little bit of sparkle. I kind of think it's not going to do much, the Wink of Stella, but it does give it a really nice shine. So what I have here is my stems that my flowers are going to go behind. So we'll put one there and one here. But what I might do with these is actually just pop it behind a little bit, just so that we can layer them up. So I am going to use a glue dot. Actually, if we do this, and we just pop the glue dot behind it and peel it off, then I can sit it on top of that one, and I'm just doing it so that you can see the little bit at the back as well. And we'll do the same with this one. So a glue dot on the very base, and then we'll pop this behind. They're both obviously different. Oh, that's okay. There you go. You've actually got like a right and a left when you cut those ones, because those ones were both on the one die. I hadn't noticed that before. Let me find them. Here we go. So the one that's actually got two flowers on that die, and you get both sides of the flower. That's really cool. So we'll do the same with this one. him on top. So this one here, I'm actually going to even build up a little bit more. I'm just going to curl those flower petals up a little bit too. So some more glue behind this one. And then this can go on the bottom of this flower here. There you go. And then I'm going to put a glue dot behind, or actually before I do that, I am actually going to colour these. So they're the flowers to go on the top. We've got a few of these little ones. And I'm sure, I'll just check, I think I've got some others cut out in the berry burst as well. I wanted to show you as well how you can give the plain colour a little bit of dimension as well. So here I have cut the leaves out of Granny Apple Green, but they are very flat in colour. So what I wanted to do with these is actually colour them with the blends. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here, and I'm not going to do anything, I might bring you down just a little bit. Oops, wrong end. I'm going to go the big bullet tip end, only because it's quicker. And like I said, I'm not going to be too fussy about it all. But I am going to colour these leaves. And it will just make them a little bit darker. So even though I'm colouring them with the same colour blend, it does already make that cardstock darker. It will dry lighter, but I will put a little bit of the dark on as well. So we'll go in with the dark. I'm just going to go up the middles. Same with this side. And that one there. So again, with the light, I'm just going to blend that in a bit. Not worrying too much about the tips, because I'll get a little bit of variegation in the leaves then if I don't colour it all. But I do want to blend that dark in just a little bit, because otherwise it's too blotchy. There you go. How's that? And then what do I have here? I still have the light. So I will go down this bit. And put a little bit of dark on that as well. Like I said, just to variegate the colour a little bit and not have it all that one colour. And when we take that off where I've actually coloured it, that's kind of what we're looking at there. So like I said, just to give it a little bit of interest. So we've got those, we've got some flowers, we've got our background. I will glue this on first. And I will grab my Tombow and we'll just put some little dabs of glue around the inside. When I used it before, I don't know whether you can remember, but it is only this inside edge that touches the actual oval. And I am just putting a little dollop of glue on my silicone craft mat and just picking it up so I'm not getting too big a dollops all round my oval here border. Just a few more little ones, there you go. So now I can grab this and put it down. You know what, I'm probably better off doing it nearly the other way. Let's do it this way. That's better. Then you can actually see where you're putting it. Okay, so when you're going to glue that down, it's probably best, sorry, I'm way off screen there. It's probably best to turn it upside down so then you can actually see. Hang on, I'm probably a bit close again, that's why. So then we've got that kind of thing happening. Okay, now let me grab, I do have a few of those flowers. So I did cut out some of those flowers in the berry burst as well. And I've got some that we watercoloured. I have my stem here that we're going to pop on our card. And then, that's what I'm doing now, just putting some glue dots behind the tops of these stalks. So, go one there. Just going to fold it over a little bit so it's not overhanging that stalk too much. And we'll go a glue dot on the other one. Okay, so what you can see me doing is just bringing over the glue dot. Okay, so we'll pop a little one on this side, like that, and the bigger one on this side. And they can go down there, and then we've got the leaves, so I'm going to do a whole stem of leaves on one side, but on this other side I don't think I need the whole thing, so I am just going to do a little bit of doctoring here, and we are just going to snip that off there. And that can come up from behind there. And then I've still got two leaves left here, so we might just tidy this one up a little bit. And just go around the side of that one too. So we could perhaps put one maybe over this side. And then maybe another one just down here as well. Just so that there's another one coming out of there. Okay, so I think that's kind of what we'll do. So what I might do is pop some glue dots actually behind those flowers so we can get the heads of them stuck down. I do think that stem now is probably a little bit hard to glue because it's so fine. So even though I've stuck that back one down, you can still, like I was saying before, give it a little bit of dimension just by pulling those petals up. Now when I stick the glue dots behind these, that will actually help stick down the rest of that stalk as well. They are quite pretty colours, and I actually chose the, well, I didn't choose the green. The green is actually what they have used. I don't know where I've put my papers now. The green is actually in those papers. So that's where I got the granny apple green from as well, which is just the right brightness, I think, for the rest of it. So this one we might just pop behind there. So again, I'm just going glue dots. I just find them a little bit easier sometimes. If you need to get up under anything, you take your pick tool, is always great just for lifting things and getting everything in position. And I do want those leaves to be a little bit free as well. We might pop a glue dot sort of part way down that one. Again, that leaf we can put behind the flower. So it's just a matter of arranging things now. I'm seeing where you think they look good. Like I said, we'll pop him behind that and we'll tuck him in. I don't know whether we really need this one. And what if I put him behind? I think he's fine. Just tuck this one in under there a little bit. There you go. There you go. How's that? So then I had these little guys, which I was going to shape a little bit as well. So I'm just going to grab my piecing mat. And to the end of that, because we can take off our piecing tool and our spatula, and I am going to pop on our stylus. And with the stylus, I'm just going to go round in the centre of these flowers, and it just brings those petals up nicely and gives it just a little bit of shape. And we just do these ones a little bit too. So we'll pop those back down. Oh, sorry. And I'll grab these ones. And I'm actually going to still pop the darker ones on top. So I do exactly the same as I did for the larger flowers. And I do have a pair of tweezers here. And last one. There we go. So what we might do now is just start putting our card base together. Actually, and that would look nice on dimensional, so we might put this flat. one on our front of the card. I don't know whether I said before, but I've just got the Berry Burst card base there. And then with some dimensionals behind this one. There's a few to go around here. Come on, use my tacky pick again. Just get those backs off. Sometimes you do just have to go around and feel and see which ones you've taken off and which ones you haven't. So just make sure he's stuck down nicely. Pop him in the centre. Don't know whether he's wonky or whether it's the underneath that makes it look a little bit wonky. Now, I did have some white. Now, this would be interesting. Oh, here we go. I have found the end. I have already, because I did some fussy cutting, I've just done a little thanks on the Berry Burst. I thought we could just put a little bow behind that. Sure that those bows are the same size. Don't know whether it's Cameron's computer I can hear or not much longer, not much longer. Yeah, I did the same today too, and today I needed something that was nice and quick because I have been, like I said, moving furniture all day today. So I might actually even put it off to the side because the flowers are kind of going a little bit more to the left. So if we put that over to that side, I think might be better. And if I put a dimensional on one side, oh, you can actually see the wink of Stella on those flowers too. It does sparkle nicely. So, one on that side. Yeah, we can actually go one on the other too, I think. And because I've glued that down, that is nice and secure on that side. You might just make those a tad longer. And pop that over the top like that. So we'll go glue dot to stick those down. Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Vicky. How are you? Lovely to see you. Thank you, Joan. So glue dot there, just holding it all down. And then we'll pop our thanks down. Hide that glue dot under there. Okay, and then we can actually pop just a couple of these in our little white spaces. I might actually go that way, 2 down the bottom here and 1 up there. I think balances it out a little bit more. So again, some glue dots. While we've got them out, we might as well keep on going with them. Now I have just flattened them a little bit. So let's give them a little bit of shape again. In there. And this little guy. Okay, so then the last thing I have, which I'm sure I had, is it still inside? No, I did have, here we go, I have just moved it. So that's the little bit, like I said, that I cut off from the top, which will pop down the bottom there. And I probably have a little bit of berry burst, I'm going to say, on my brush already. So I'm not going to bother putting any more on because I don't want it to be too dark. Just give that a little bit of colour. There you go, and that's plenty of colour as well. So like I said, not too much on the inside, but that just gives it a little bit of something. Because the stamps in the set, I was going to stamp some flowers on the inside, but the stamps in the set aren't actually anything like the stamp I've put on top, unless I had used probably a portion of that one perhaps. But they are quite different, so I thought I would just do the little bit of paper. Thank you. I had a lovely day yesterday. I hope everyone else did as well. It was very relaxing until we started moving furniture. Now, do you know what? I wasn't actually even moving furniture yesterday. I was just trying to get everything out of furniture so that we could move it and it wasn't too heavy. Because as you can imagine, paper weighs a ton. You wouldn't think so, but oh my god! And there was a bit of paper. You were celebrating yesterday. It's a bit quiet tonight, isn't it? That's okay. We're allowed to be quiet. And if we just pop that on the inside then. So like I said, Anita used the same suite, but again, completely different. I hope you guys can see it all right. It's going a little bit blurry on my screen, but I think it's just when I'm moving quickly. There you go. So like just that little bit of colour on the inside. Busy watching. Thanks, Natalie. And then that is our front. And like I said, just giving the leaves that little bit of colour just adds a little bit too. And like I said, that sparkle of the Wink of Stella is just gorgeous. We could even give it a little bit of a flick over the top as well. So not too much. And that just gives it a little bit of sparkle all over as well. Yeah, like I said, the leaves are quite nice. Yeah, sorry, that is really blurry. I think it's when it's focusing on my hands and then not the card. So one card finished. I don't have any others really to show you apart from those couple that I had I'd previously made at on stage. And what we did with these ones is we have drawn some black lines on them. Because I haven't used black anywhere else on my card, probably not the best thing, but what I could have done was drawn some of the green. Never enough ink. No, we could always do a little bit more. But yeah, now that I think about it, like you could actually just draw, you know, so if you just did it next to the blue everywhere. I don't think I want to do it on there just in case I wreck it. Who knows? We might just leave it as it is for now. So thank you everyone for watching. Much appreciated. I hope you have liked this. Like I said, we will have a launch here on Saturday and it will be downstairs, so I'll try and get it all sorted for you beforehand. Might be a bit of a smaller launch than normal, but I'll do my best to get everything sorted. Yes, I think it was. I actually don't have the stamp set anymore, sorry, and I can't actually, I can tell you though, because I would have a catalogue here somewhere. It was in the catalogue. Oh yes, here we go. Let me have a look. Can't even remember what it was called. But it is a lovely stamp set, and the sentiments on it are quite large, which is great because, and there's another one that's quite large too, the thank you, if you can see that one there. But let me find, I'm pretty sure it was in here. But I could be mistaken. If anyone finds it before me, please let me know. Oh, unless it's at the front. Here we go. That's where it is. It's right at the front here. So it is called Layered Thoughts. Yes, I will do something in the room as well. So I might even tomorrow, as I'm cleaning up, once the carpet layer's been in, I'll show you an empty, completely empty look. And I will post a couple of photos because I've got one of it with all the furniture in the middle. And I've also got one about the back here, just so that you can see how disgustingly messy it is. But anyway, so you've got thanks, happy birthday, love, thinking, but you've also got these little ones of you and to, which we have used. Like on this little one, we've gone thank you. And like I said, we've just drawn some little hearts and the black line. So just doing your own doodling sometimes is really nice on the cards as well. So again, thank you. Do let me know if you can make it on the weekend. Let me know. Would love to see you here, and I will have some new things to show you as well. And if you can do, too many sorry tonight, if you can do the colour share. Oh, I do have an In Colour Club as well. So the In Colour Club is $57. Again, all the details are on my page. And so I've got that and the paper share as well as the launch. So lots and lots of things happening here at the moment. So we'll just try and get through it all and see what I can do. So thanks everyone again. Hopefully I will see you Thursday. I might just pop on quickly just to show you the room as well. Yes, that is the paper torn. So along here, I've used the whole of this sheet here behind, but then this one over the top has been torn. And the same with these ones here. I have torn the corners of those ones too, which is always a nice little look as well. So thank you, and I will see you hopefully all on Thursday. Thanks a lot. Bye.